Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to study microsporogenesis. Microsporogenesis, it is the development of pollen grains or microspores from the microspore mother cells. As the stamen develops, we can see that the inner region of the microsporangium is occupied by a homogeneous mass of tissue called sporogenous tissue, which is diploid in nature. And this sporogenous tissue then develop into spore mother cells, which is also diploid. And this microspore mother cell now undergoes meiotic division or reduction division and produce tetrad of spores. It is called tetrad because they are clusters of 4, and this clusters of 4 cells then get separated, round off and become pollen grains. Thus from a single microspore mother cell 4 haploid microspores or pollen grains are produced. Thus, in the chamber of microsporangium, large number of microspores or pollen grains are present. Pollen grains represent the male gametophyte. When it becomes mature, they are liberated or released by the dehiscence of the anther wall. When we study the structure of pollen grain, we can see it is a 2-layered structure, almost spherical in shape, and is having 25 to 50 micrometers in diameter. And it has 2 walls. The outer wall is called exine, having a number of projections either in the form of hoops or in the form of spines. That is, it shows attractive architecture. And this is called the exine, which is formed of a substance called sporopollenin. Formed of a substance called sporopollenin, which is one of the hardest substances in the biological world. It can withstand high temperatures, concentrated acids and alkalis, and no enzymes that can degrade sporopollenin are not yet known. So, pollen grains can be preserved even in fossils, even as fossils. Now the inner wall, which is called the intine, it is formed of cellulose and pectin. Cellulose and pectin, which is usually thin, and it will grow out into pollen tube at the time of germination of pollen grain. Now this pollen grain is a 2-celled structure when mature. The 2 cells are, one is this large cell called vegetative cell. And it is having a nucleus called vegetative nucleus. Next cell is the generative cell, which is a small cell and suspended in the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell, and it is spindle shaped also, and this cell is the generative cell. Generative cell. Generative cell. You know, at the time of germination of the pollen grain, the intestine grow out through certain thin areas of the axon into a tube-like structure. Into a tube-like structure called pollen tube. Pollen tube. Into that particular tube, you know, we can see this tube nucleus, this vegetative nucleus, move to the tip of the pollen tube and form what is called the tube nucleus. Now it is called the tube nucleus. Tube nucleus. The generative cell also move into the pollen tube. This also move into the pollen tube. Here it is the generative cell. Generative cell. Now we can see this generative cell. Look here. This generative cell now divides into two male gametes. Thus we can see from a single pollen grain, two male gametes are produced. Thus we can see the pollen tube grow, pollen tube, vegetative cell moves. The generative cell also move into the pollen tube, and now it divides into two male gametes. Thus from a single pollen grain, two male gametes are produced. Now we can study the shedding of pollen grain. Usually, in 60% of the plants, pollen grains are shed the two-cell stage, that is in the vegetative cell and the generative cell alone is there in that stage. So two cell. But in certain plants, we can see it is shed at the three-cell stage, having the two male gametes and vegetative cell. The three cells are vegetative cell and two male gametes, and in the two-cell stage, vegetative cell and generative cell alone. And when coming to the economic importance of pollen grain, we can see it has both positive and negative economic importance. Certain plants, the pollen grains cause allergy and bronchial affections, respiratory disorders, etc. in human beings. This is the negative economic importance. And when coming to the positive use, we can see pollen grains are very nutritive. Then pollen products like pollen tarts and pollen syrups are used as food supplement and is now available in market. And last one is pollen viability. We can see in certain plants like that of rice, wheat, etc., the pollen grains will remain viable only up to 30 minutes after their release. But in certain other plants, that is the family belonging to that of then Rosaceae, Leguminosae, Solanaceae, etc., the pollen will remain viable for months. And pollen can be even preserved in liquid nitrogen at minus 196 degree Celsius as pollen banks and can be used whenever needed. Today we can stop here. Thank you. Cell. Vegetative cell.